Once again, thank you so very much, viewers, for tuning into the Sanjubaba show. I really appreciate you doing so, and I've been hearing a little bit of comments from you, and I really appreciate that. So, as usual, please carry on sending me your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your concerns on this show, and I will keep my promise to bring in as best possible for you so that we can connect with each other, with the city, and with me and the community over here. My number, once again, is 226-6024. My email is sanjubaba@gmail.com. Today, once again, I've got a very interesting personality in this studios. As I've promised you, I will always try and do the best I can to bring something for you which is of your interest. I am very privileged and very honored to have a good friend of mine for a long time who has been leading the city now for the last 4 years and has been doing a fantastic job, Mayor Blad.
Well, thank you very much, Sanju, for having me. This is an honor for me to be on the show today.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Well, very quick. So, what's going on, Mayor Blad? Is the pressure on?
Well, you know what, the pressure's always on, but this year is an interesting year, and you know, as many people know, it's my first time to run for re-election.
Sure.
I've never experienced this, and so it's kind of a new thing for me. I'm not exactly sure what to do and where to go. Kind of like the first year when I ran for election. I wasn't sure what to do, and I just had to figure it out and do what felt right.
You did the right
for
thing,
me to do, and I think so, because I ended up in office. But this time is, you know, it's different. I have a seasoned politician that knows what to do. He's had many different races.
Sure.
He's run for re-election many times. And so it's going to be interesting to me, because he has a machine he just turns on and people just do the work for him. And I don't have that machine. I've done everything I can to not be that typical politician, if you will, and be somebody that people can talk to, and somebody that's out there all the time, and seeing what we can do for the good or for the bad. And so it's an interesting dilemma for me to be in. I've got that. My opponent there is just as seasoned as can be. He knows exactly what to do, what to say, how to say it, things like that. And then we have another opponent, and he's a city employee, and he's like I was last time.
Sure.
First time. So he's doing everything that he saw me do last time, and hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully,
I think the expectations from the community is a little bit more from you now than what it was 4 years back. 4 years back, they didn't know who Blad was.
Absolutely.
And Blad just came in and had a fantastic elections. It was a close run.
Yes.
But now, after 4 years, the expectations is definitely different. They know you better. You have been in the community very closely, and that's a fantastic job I think you have done on that.
Thank you.
And what was your focus when you first took over office 4 years back? What was the main focus that you had when you took over office?
Main focus when I took over office, if you remember, unemployment was at 10%. We were double digits in unemployment. That was a main focus. Today we're at 6.4% unemployment. So we've reduced our unemployment, which is ideal. We wanted to do that. We need to reduce it even more. It would be nice to get down into the 4s, 3.5% to 4% unemployment. Obviously, it'd be nice to have everybody working, but the reality is 3.5% to 4% unemployment is a pretty good, healthy community. That was one. My other was to bring and create jobs and help with that unemployment issue. You know, and I've been successful in both. I've been able to, we have, I say I, but the reality is there's a team, that we have been able to really move forward and move quickly and bring the community together, bring businesses in, show our unity, show that we get along, that we talk, work very close with Mayor England and Chubbuck, work very close with the county commissioners, work very close with the tribe, the Shoshone-Bannock tribe, Power County, we have the airport is in Power County. So we have to work close with the Power County commissioners as well. And so pulling all of those people together was also a priority that I had, and we've done that very well. We work so good together.
I think you did. I think you did. But your main focus, you said, was to bring in jobs.
Bring in jobs because of unemployment. We've added 2,200 jobs that we can number right now.
And is that based on Allstate?
That's based on Allstate, okay. Yes. They're part of that.
Okay.
Dick's Sporting Goods is part of that. Some of the other retail stores are part of that. Peterson Incorporated, for example, they're part of that. They were leaving.
But Peterson's came in 2008, 2007, I believe.
Yes, and then they were leaving. They could not get along with the landlord where they were. They had disagreements. They had made plans to leave.
Sure.
And one commitment I had was if I find out a company's going to leave, if they're having struggles, I'm going to work with them. I'm going to be the one to do everything I can to keep them here. And Peterson made the announcement that they were going to leave. They were no longer going to be in Pocatello. They could not get along with their landlord. It was not a good working relationship. So I had to go to work and find a place for them. We found a place at the airport. And instead of leaving, they made about a $10 million investment.
Excellent.
And they continued. How
does it benefit the city of Pocatello? But it does benefit the Power County, not the Bennett County.
It benefits the city of Pocatello and Power County. You're right. It benefits both of them. Most of the employees are going to live in Pocatello. They're going to spend their money. If they live in American Falls, most of likely they're spending their money in Pocatello. The tax revenue that you get from that $10 million will benefit the city of Pocatello as well as the Power County. And so it's been a good thing. And there's not quite 100 jobs out there yet, but they're working to get that up there. I think they're in 86 or something like that jobs now. Where before, when they were here, before they moved, they were at about 45 to 50 jobs. So they've increased their employees, which is what we've needed. Now we haven't been able to save all the companies. We had a windmill company.
Hoku.
Well, I'd like to talk about Hoku if we get a chance, but we had a windmill company here, Nordic. Windmill company that was here. We did everything we could to keep them here. The reality is their client base was in the Midwest. It made more sense for them to be there, and at the end of the day, sometimes you have to concede that that's the case. And so they did that. I conceded that it was the case. We worked hard to keep them, did everything we could, and at the end of the day, they had made a decision and they were going to go with it, and that was the end of it.
Now, what was the demerits for them for not staying with us?
Well, their client base is all in the Midwest.
Well, most of our company have got who's come over here. Their client base are also on Midwest or East Coast area. Allstate is out of Chicago, right?
Sure, but Allstate's client base is all over
nationwide. Worldwide. I see. Okay.
And this windmill company,
maybe.
Transportation was a big deal for them.
Right.
And then just the timing of it. If they have a client in the Midwest that wants it, they can go to their shop, see it being built, and do that stuff. You can't do it here. It made business. It was a good business decision on their part, quite frankly, to do that. And so that was. We lost them. It was an unfortunate thing, but we worked hard to keep them. Couldn't do it. At the end of the day, we have to move forward and do what we can. We're building the South End Connector. We had plans for a bridge to go over it. We were contacted by a couple of our businesses in southeast Idaho that said, look, if you build that bridge, you're going to dam up the mega loads that we'll send there. They'll send the great big, tall, heavy loads down the interstate. You'll dam it up there because everywhere else they could get around the bridges on the freeway. But they could not get around it, and so so we changed that and went from an overpass to an underpass. So we're going to go under the freeway now instead of over the top of the freeway with that. All in an attempt to keep businesses here. If businesses leave, then we're in trouble.
How much are we looking at cost on that?
It's about a $2 million cost.
$2 million project.
to do that. And the state of Idaho, we've worked with them. The state is going to participate with that. And
is the Fed participating at all?
the feds have all the money basically for it. And so the good thing about that road is all the money's been set aside for 18 years. We just didn't have anybody with the I don't know if it was the ability or the courage, political courage, or if it was what it was that was standing in the way from building this road. But I finally just said, you know what, we're going to get this thing done. I've committed to this. The citizens want it. The community needs it.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to do it and move forward with it. And there's some roadblocks that we had to just work through, but we had to make that a priority. And we made that a priority, and we're building the road now. And so it's going to be great to have that done in 2015. And so, yeah, that's another big economic boost, I think, for the economy here in Pocatello.
Okay. Well, white-collar jobs, Brian, since last 4 years, other than Allstate, what have we done to bring in more white-collar jobs over here in the city?
Well, like I said, we've got the, what have we done to bring them?
What have we done?
Well, man alive, we've done a lot of trips. We've talked to a lot of people. We've got companies that are coming.
Interested.
Interested.
Why Pocatello? Why do you think they should choose Pocatello as their home?
Well, Pocatello, we have so many natural amenities that people love. The clean air is something that people love. Clean water is another thing. We like our trail system. We like being able to do anything you want to do really in the outdoors.
Cost of living?
Cost of living is very, very cheap. And then your outdoor activities, people like that, and companies look at things like that to come here.
So now that you're working on some of the companies, where do we stand?
Well, we have 5 companies right now we're working with to locate at the airport. We have another medical facility company that we have been working with. It's not a large company, but it's a good company that we're working with that will locate somewhere in Pocatello. We've got another company that's a high-tech company that we're looking at trying to get here, and they have shown a lot of interest. They need the ability to build what they need, and they need clean rooms. Well, we can do things like that here in Pocatello. Idaho State University is another big push for the community, a big asset anyway.
Sure.
And when it comes to being able to train people, being able to get the education that they're looking for their employees and stuff, we've got the ability to do that. Not every community does. And so those are things that we're looking at. It takes companies a long time to decide where they're going. They do a lot of work, a lot of research. We worked with Allstate for almost 2 years before they finally made that decision. And so,
what a great idea and thought was that.
Exactly.
Excellent.
It was. In fact, Allstate, it's interesting, we had them here. They were signing papers and they were going to locate in Pocatello Square. Come to find out, the realtor that they had chose had some of the land, had interest in some of the land that they were looking to purchase. And it wasn't Allstate that they were working with. He was working with. It was a company, a company that goes out and finds areas and does the work for Allstate. And he had talked to them and told them, look, I have some ownership in this, some interest in this. They failed to tell Allstate that. Allstate found out that he had some ownership in it. And they said, we're done. We're not going to Pocatello. It's irresponsible for us to not know that that was the case. Well, I believe he told them, the company he was working with, that he had some interest in that, and that company failed to tell them. Well, it all came out that the company didn't. They argued that he didn't. He argued that they did. Doesn't matter. We lost them. And then we had to go to work to get him back. And so we went to work to get him back, and that's what our main goal was at that point. And I made the phone call to say, hey, what can we do? And I'll never forget the CEO said, well, there's nothing you can do. We won't go to that area. We just don't feel good about that area. And I said, well, there's got to be something. There's a reason why you kept coming back here. And so he conceded that they would look again, but it would be in the city limits of Chubbuck. And we had to do some work to get the realtor off of, out of contract with them. Then we had to find a place in Chubbuck for them, and they had already found some places. And they looked, and then Pocatello, we participated in loaning our assets.
I mean, all three of them participated together.
So,
the Bennett County,
the county, and
Chubbuck, as well as Pocatello. I think three of them.
All three got together, and that made a big impact for them.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, they're very pleased with where they are, what they're doing.
I think Virginia Transformer is here, and they have pulled in pretty good size clientele over here, and to grow the economic growth that we see in Pocatello also via Virginia Transformer.
Absolutely.
They hire about 100, 150 people, I think.
They actually have more than that.
Is that right?
Yeah, they have quite a few more than that. I didn't realize how big of an employment base that they had in Pocatello. And there's a couple hundred people employed by Virginia Tech. That's one of the companies that came to us and said, look, if you build that bridge, we'll have to relocate because we can't get under it. And so when you have companies like that are telling us we can't, then that's what we do.
Sure. So there are some interest, Brian, in local businesses that I've been involved for so many years also. There are lots of organizations we have over here in the city of Pocatello where local business people, owners would like to be involved in some kind of a say. But what I hear from them is always the same people who are always the board members. Is there a possible chance that somehow we could put it open for people who would like to join in as board members, and they are welcome to join in, instead of having the same heads in the same department in every department?
Now, you're talking about advisory boards?
Various board members, advisory boards, or for example, we have got Bank Development Council. We have got 35 to 40 people over there. Right, as board members. I think that's the biggest board members we have.
It's a very large board. There's no question. There's actually a waiting list to be on that board. There's a waiting list right now.
That's an example.
Yeah, but that's some of these boards. I mean, it's a great question. Some of these boards, we have a waiting list. There is a waiting list to be on that. Now, I'm not over and in charge of the Bannock Development Board, but that's a great example. There's a waiting list of about 9 or 10 people that want to get on that board, and somebody drops off that board every 3 years or 4 years, and so you see those same people all of the time. There's no question. It's interesting because I know a lot of people want to be involved, and I want to make it possible for anybody to be involved that they can. I've opened a lot of different boards up because people have said that. I want to be a part of it. We've even started a small business group that would come to Pocatello to help Pocatello and help the businesses here. It was very well attended for about the first 2 or 3 meetings, and then our small businessmen and people that were really excited to be involved kind of started to fade away and
is it because of the interest level, or what is the reason?
I don't know what that is. It takes some time,
it does.
and that's part of the problem. When you own a business, you're part of that. Your time's extremely valuable, and so when you're going to be a part of a board and you have a commitment for an hour or an hour and a half every other week, it doesn't matter what time it is. You have work to do with your business. And so people have fallen away from coming to those board meetings because they've got work to do. And so it makes it difficult.
So have you closed the organization?
A lot of people want to be involved, but they can't make the time to be involved. We've provided a way for it to happen more often than not. But
so is it still open, the small business group?
That actually it fizzled away, and it was myself and one other city staff member that was there, and that was it. And but it's understandable. But we still have that relationship. If a businessman, if anybody wants, my goodness, call. Let's get it taken care of. I go out every week for an hour, for a couple hours in the afternoon, once a week. And talk to small business owners and business people here in Pocatello. I try to take about 10 minutes of their time.
What is their reaction for the city?
Well, first of all, people are shocked that the mayor walked in their door and said, hey, you know, do you have 10 minutes? Then it takes them 5 minutes to relax a little bit, to tell me, give me their opinion and stuff. And then there again, when I tell somebody I want 10 minutes, I take 10 minutes. I don't take 20. I don't want to, unless they want more time, then I'll do everything I can to give them what they need. But I go in and talk to them, and I ask them, what's the city doing that's good, that's helping you? What are some of the things that the city's doing that is kind of setting up roadblocks, that's making it difficult for you? And I get a mixed reaction from people. Some people, you know, things are going great. You know, we're okay. The city's been great to work with. You know, if I need inspections, they're there. If I need an opinion, then they're there, and they can't get. We can't give people we can give them our opinion, but we can't tell them what to do.
Absolutely.
You know, and so people appreciate that. So we get a lot of people out there that, and if I haven't been to your business, it's just I haven't got there. There's a lot of businesses out there.
All right.
And
we'll talk about that later.
When it takes, what does it take? You know, I only get about half a day, once a week, sometimes twice a week I get out.
I know your thoughts are there.
And boy, it's tough to get there, because once people warm up, that 10 minutes always turns into a half hour.
Sure,
and,
sure.
But I truly want to know what we're doing, what we can do better, and what we need to do, what we're doing right as well. So
let's shift gears very quick, and very quick answer on that question. We have done a lot for our big, huge plant named Hoku over here.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we lost everything, whatever we have done. What went wrong? Very short.
Well, in 2007, Mayor Chase purchased that property for $1 million because they were at the airport. There was a dispute, an argument whether or not they could be there or not. So Mayor Chase, you know, found this property, purchased it for $1 million. We located them there. It was great to have the construction jobs and stuff there. But the plant itself took a lot of resources. It has taken a lot of the resources. Hoku has filed bankruptcy, and all of their plants, there's 3 different Hoku companies, all 3 have filed bankruptcy there. And so now the plant sits idle, and we're working with the companies to try to get them to come back in and open the plant.
We're still trying to get them to come back?
Not Hoku.
Okay.
Hoku's out because they filed bankruptcy. So what we're working right now with a company that is looking to purchase the building, the property, not the property, but the building itself, the equipment, and then operate it. And if we could do that, that would be ideal.
This whole game, how much did we lose, dollar-wise?
I don't know that we've lost anything yet. The taxpayers are out $1 million when it came right down to, because we purchased that property. Questionable whether or not we should have purchased the property or not when you're building a $300 million plant. I can understand what happened and why it happened the way it did, because quite frankly, we need businesses coming here.
We do, sure.
And that was a business. Is it the best business for Pocatello? I'm not going to be the judge of that. I'm not going to be the one that says, yeah, we should have or we shouldn't have. We got it. I don't know if I would have made the same decision. There's a good chance I would have, quite frankly. So I'm not going to say that the decision to buy the property and relocate them there was a bad decision. What happened after that, unfortunately, was not good, but it was out of the city's hands. The city can only do so much.
GE was involved with them too, right?
I don't know if GE was involved with them or not. So. I believe they were to a point, but there again, you know what? The city, we bought the property, we got them going. They've paid for a lot for business or for building permits. They employed quite a few people through that time. Now they're bankrupt, and now everybody's pointing their fingers saying, you know what, we knew it was going to happen. Well, hindsight's 20/20.
Absolutely.
And so, but right now, the reality moving forward, and I know you wanted a short answer, but it's tough to give a short answer to a complicated issue. We're working with a company right now that wants to buy it and operate it. They also want to bring another, not a silicone plant, but oh my goodness. I just went blank. A solar panel company also. And if this company gets it, they're talking about bringing and creating about 1,500 jobs. So we're working
touch
with
wood.
them. We would love to get that company here. It's in bankruptcy. It's up to the judge whether or not they'll end up with that company or not. We're also working on on another track as well, 2 tracks. If we can't get that business up and running and going, nothing can be worse for something than to just have it sit idle. So we're
Absolutely.
working with J.F. Kelly, or J.K. Kelly, to be able to come in and disassemble that in a orderly fashion, orderly manner. They're a good company. They're the ones that put it together. It makes sense that if it has to come apart, that they take it apart.
So looking forward, we are hoping to have somebody come in soon.
We're
That'll be
hoping
great.
to have somebody come in right now. We're working very hard with this company to have them come in,
Okay.
operate it, and get it going again. I'm not crossing my fingers. I'm not making any guarantees.
You're going to give it the best shot on it.
We're giving it our best shot to make that happen. But we are working on both tracks. I would be a partial truth if I said we weren't. We're working with the company and pushing for them to get there. We've informed J.H. Kelly that was what we were doing. This other company also knows that we're working with J.H. Kelly, and so we're being very open with both companies of what we're doing. J.H. Kelly has the desire for this building and this plant to be operating. We have that desire too. So J.H. Kelly is willing to step back, let that go through the process, and if that does not happen, then they will step in and do what they
Well,
need
folks,
to.
if you have any questions, concerns regarding this, please make sure that you can connect with the city, and I think they can explain to you better also.
Absolutely. It would give us more time than 2 minutes.
There we go,
to do it.
We're on a time crunch, Mayor. Very quick, elections are coming close, November, another couple of months around.
Yes.
What is your vision once you get reelected, if you do get reelected? What is the first thing you're going to change?
I don't know if I'm going to change anything. I'm going to continue working with ISU, working with the city of Chubbuck, working with Bannock County, working with the Shoshone-Bannock tribe to bring companies here and bring that economic development and boost it up even more than what we've got right now.
Okay.
If we can get more companies and if we can get people's evaluation of their places to rise, then we can keep our taxes low. And that's important to everybody.
Very important word for us to keep our taxes low.
It is.
Another last question, if by any small chance you missed the boat, what is Mayor Blad's new plan?
You know what, I'm not sure. If you look at the other mayors, I guess I go into consulting. I don't know, but I wouldn't say that. I don't plan on losing the election.
Excellent.
I plan on winning. I plan on moving forward. We've got a lot of economic development coming. We've got a lot of retail coming. A great example, Winco has purchased this block over here on the corner. They've developed that. In the next few weeks, maybe a month, you're going to see the old Albertsons building and stuff, all of that come down because we have a whole new redevelopment going in there.
Excellent.
So we're working with retail. People are arguing retail. We need industry. We're working with both, and you have to work with both. You bring industry here, you have to have retail. You bring retail here, you have to have industry. So we're working with both, and hopefully we can make that happen. And I know we're short on time, and so I'm talking really fast.
No, that's
If
good.
you have questions, call me. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about the future, what we're doing. But we're going to continue. I'm not going to change a lot of things. We've changed a lot in the last 4 years. I'm going to continue to
Maintain those changes.
to maintain those, and move the city forward, like in the forward progress that we've had.
Folks, that was Mayor Blad, Brian Blad from the city of Pocatello. It was such a pleasure visiting with him. I hope you've got some of the questions answered. If not, you're welcome to talk to him, as he said, or you're welcome to come visit with him also. If there's any questions, concerns, I know it's a time crunch, and we don't have a whole lot that we can cover, but we will try and get a part 2 version of this continuation in the future. Thank you so much for being with us. Once again, we'll see you sometime next week with another great, interesting personality in the Sanjubaba Show. Till then, take care.